What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about the Winnipeg Jets at the trade deadline once again. Last week I made a video saying that, Jared McCann would be a great guy to add from the Seattle Kraken, and it appears that he may be available, for the right price before the trade deadline. And I talked about him, I said how much of a perfect fit he would be, but I really wasn't sure because he still had term, and the Kraken are a team that, seemingly want to be a good team next season. But with their current roster construction, I think maybe reality has sunk in that, okay, maybe they need to change something up here, maybe they need to go a different direction, and, maybe Jared McCann's a guy that has to go to bring in some other pieces. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Jared McCann, he is a top 6 forward, plays center and the wing, listed at 6'1", 185. He has been having a pretty damn good season, 57 games played, 42 goals, great playmaking forward that brings some speed, some great defense, great defensive forward. He's just everything that Winnipeg needs. They need a guy with some speed. They cannot add any more slow talent. We saw what happened last year with Monahan and Toffoli. That did not go very well. They not the greatest skaters in the world. McCann definitely is. He's fast, he can push pace, and he's a guy that can fit into the top 6 seamlessly and can kill penalties. This is the guy. This is the guy the Jets should be going for even more reasons than that. And what I mean by that is he's on year 3 of 5 currently, so he will have some term. This is something the Jets have really needed for a long time now. A guy with term, not a rental center, and they have to burn a first-round pick every year. I would not have an issue whatsoever bringing in a guy with term. I think that's ideal. I think that's probably what the Jets are looking for. But $5 million for next year and the year after that, at only 28 years old currently, this is the ideal fit. This is the most perfect in-your-face player to go for here. I'm sure Chevy's already kicked tires on it. Maybe they've talked about McCann. I don't know, but Jared McCann would be the ideal fit for the Winnipeg Jets. I cannot stress that enough. He's like the most perfect player available right now for the top 6. Now, I don't know what Seattle is going to ask for McCann, but I know it's probably going to be a lot. I know it's going to start with the first round pick. It might even be 2. Right? 2 first-round picks for Jared McCann with, 2 years left at a cheap contract, fit in your top 6 for the next 2 years as you're going for a cup. I think that's totally fine. If you need to throw in, a Ville Heinola or a Chaz Lucius in there to get it done, fine. If you need to do whatever little tiny pieces to get it done, get it pushed over the edge, I think you do it there. This is the guy to go after, and I really do believe that, he is the best fit for the Jets here. And while I was looking at Puckpedia and kind of researching McCann a little bit deeper with his contract situation and everything, I realized that on the Seattle Kraken there is also another defenseman that is pretty intriguing and the Jets have, definitely tried to make a move for in the past. And that is Jamie Oleksiak, 6'7", almost 260-pound Jamie Oleksiak. He's got 4 goals, 9 assists for 13 points in 57 games this season. His offense is not his game. He is a stay-at-home defenseman. He is a tough defenseman and one of those guys that you would love to have in the playoffs to bang some bodies around. He's 32 years old and he has a year left on his contract after this season. So he does have term as well, 1 more year of term. I don't know if Seattle is shopping him. I haven't heard anything, specifically saying that he is available. But if they're putting Jared McCann up on the block, maybe a guy that doesn't fit, their window at 28 years old, maybe doesn't fit the picture, going forward. Neither does Jamie Oleksiak if you're thinking about it that way, at 32 years old. This would be a fantastic get. The Jets lack some size on their decor, aside from Logan Stanley, but the guy sucks. This would be what they want Logan Stanley to be, what they envision Logan Stanley being, right? This is the guy. This is the pickup. And if he is available and the Jets have interest in McCann, which I'm sure they do, this would, definitely be a great one-stop shop here for the Jets. It would be an expensive one-stop shop, but I think something that could, definitely push them over the edge from, a contender to maybe a favorite going into the playoffs. If you're packaging up McCann and Oleksiak to go to the Jets, it's probably going to be, as I said before, 2 first-round picks for McCann, maybe something smaller. But if you want to throw in Oleksiak, I don't know, you probably have to make it really nice. You might have to put a top prospect in there. And if it is Brad Lambert going the other way, so be it. That's okay. You need to win now. And I understand that Lambert's a good player and people like him, in the organization and in the fan base, but you have to focus on the team you have right now. You have a really unique chance here to win a Stanley Cup. This isn't like other years where there's like some behemoth on the other end in the West that, you probably aren't going to beat. The Jets are the #1 team in the NHL right now, and they need to get stronger. Adding McCann and Oleksiak would go a long way. If those two guys are available, and the Jets have interest in them, and they go forward with a deal here, I think this would be a massive move, and I think it's something that, has been probably maybe brought up already. I think this would be really smart for the Jets, and I would love this. Now, the only hang-up on these two guys is that they have no trade clauses. Not, full 32-team NHL clauses, but they are a thing. So Oleksiak actually was, tried once by the Jets to be acquired, I believe in the 2019-2020 season, where he did not waive his no-trade clause. That was the year where, everybody on the Jets back end pretty much had left. Dustin Byfuglien, took his leave. Tyler Myers left for free agency. Ben Sherratt was gone. And it really depleted that Jets D-core. Jacob Trouba, too. And the Jets tried to trade for Oleksiak. He would not waive his no-trade clause. But at that point in his career, it was kind of understandable. Younger player, and now he's on Seattle, where there really isn't any immediate success. I do wonder if that would change his mind and he would come over to Winnipeg, who, doesn't have all the locker room problems like they did 5 years ago. I kind of wonder if that would change things. And I think if Oleksiak wants to win, hey, what better place to go do it than Winnipeg, right? Jared McCann does have a 10-team no-trade clause as opposed to, Oleksiak's 16. It wouldn't shock me if the Jets are on there because they're on just about every single no-trade clause imaginable. But if McCann were to, theoretically waive his no trade to Winnipeg, I think that would be fun. I think he'd have a chance to win, and I think that could be a big play for those two players. I think that could be a big factor in them, waiving their no move. And it's not like they'd be here forever either, right? It's, this year and then, 2 for McCann if he's to play out his contract here, and just 1 more season for Oleksiak. So I don't think it would be the end of the world for those players. It just kind of depends what they want to do with their career and how much they really do love Seattle. But overall, I think this is a great move for Winnipeg to make. McCann, especially with him being available, but just with Oleksiak being available too, possibly, with how Seattle's roster construction is and, just if you read into the tea leaves a little bit, if those two guys are available together, I would love to see the Jets make a big move and, really solidify this team. And to boot, the Jets would have the cap space to do it, as they have a lot of deadline cap space coming up here. So if they want to go ahead and make a big splash, they'll definitely have the chance to. But that's all I got today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always. What do you guys think about this kind of move, about McCann, about Oleksiak, and maybe the possibility of a, larger package with those two players combined? I want to hear about it below. So let me know. As always, thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Go Jets, go! Bye-bye.